What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, another round of answering your comments. Yes, I do try to get to each and every comment, and I know a lot of these videos, I'm just catching up as much as possible right now, but I'm glad you're enjoying the format. I actually really enjoy it too. I feel like I get to go through your questions in depth. You guys are very thoughtful in terms of the messages that you leave or the comments that you leave, and I just want to show them the appropriate amount of respect by actually not just acknowledging them, but even responding to them whenever possible. So let's jump back in. We're in catch-up mode right now, as I'm trying to get as close as possible, so we're not always like a week behind. Right now we're 5 days back. 6 days. Okay, never mind. These are all parallel stuff, so we'll keep that separate. Okay, so Bitcoin Sig says, I think at this point, and this is about me turning my bot back on, I think at this point the promises of the benefits of banning bots haven't proven to be true. It did nothing to bring in players. I still feel like I'm going up against bots in Modern, but now only the elite few who can program undetectable bot farms or employ scholars from developing world to input matches are really benefiting. I think there is a fundamental misunderstanding of who the target audience is, and it's not traditional gamers, it's crypto gamers who chase asset returns and desire a game where they can occasionally play with their assets. I actually agree with you very much on this, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that, but at the end of the day, if the bot ban, I want a game that is pure in terms of its integrity and its authenticity. And I don't know, I just don't know that we're going to get that anymore. And so part of me is wanting to return to what the founders' original vision was, which was to create a fully decentralized version of the game. Now, again, I know it's going to rub some people the wrong way, but at this point, it's hurting the remaining hardcore players who are left, because you'll never be able to stamp out all of the bad actors. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that I would vote to repeal anything just yet, but I think it's worth having a conversation, which I know I don't know if the player base is ready for that conversation, honestly. Okay, so this is Andrew Yapla about the bot. So it's so easy to use private bots in Modern as an excuse for lack of skill. I want to claim anyone who beats me is cheating too, but my own experience doesn't support. Came 5th in gold level tournament, and 4 of my losses came from Modern. So players, despite being in the same group. Yeah, I mean, well, I hope you don't think that I was trying to make any excuses. I said that it was hard, and I said that I probably suck. So it is what it is. Now, granted, I did well in 1 gold tournament, but that's about it. The problem in now is that I'm rising up into Diamond, and so therefore I play everybody with a max level deck, and am essentially getting beat down because my cards are not maxed out. Okay, so Jonathan, I think is what it is. In 10 days, you will lose more SPS, but I agree, Modern stuff for now. You're right. I did not include the calculation of the fact that we're going to double the SPS pool. So that is actually a bigger deal. Okay, so Vivo Sky, the game is just becoming a game for a few people, less leaderboard, few benefit from the tournament, so it's not spread out. I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed to that, but in terms of like the leaderboard stuff, but I agree. I mean, there's definitely less people playing the game. So Kazrak says, I don't want to ever use a bot, but I decided to have a scholar play my account for now, focusing on parallel as well. Very cool. Okay, so let's see. Fred saying, no one turned off. The game is so broken. You still do advertising for this Ponzi game. Hope you'll wake up one day or Splinterlands stops to pay you. Well, no, they're not paying me for the stuff on this channel. I do that for free because I love it. Okay, let's see. We'll skip the parallel one. So Freedom Online says, now Splinterlands mods are just afraid that players will dump everything once the price goes up. They want players to be at a loss, so they keep holding. That's a weird way to look at it, but okay. SS says, instead of burning the SPS, save it and send it back to the team to extend SPS distribution. Well, not the team. It would have to go back to the DAO. Reward roadmap further, unless you want the team to actually make money from it, which again, I guess I'm not opposed to either if everybody's worried about run rate. Okay, so the Virtuoso, my thoughts, you asked. Okay, so this is about the 6-month review. There's a lot here. Wow. I appreciate you leaving this whole thing. I will try to skim through it as quickly as I can. All right, so you and many others have praised and cheered this game all the way down from the peak into the precipice of the grave where it sits now, oblivious to the bad decisions being made. I think we've called out a lot of bad decisions. It is not supporting the game to cheer for everything, regardless of whether it is good or bad. Some are learning this now. Land should be correctly labeled point 1.2. That's fair. I think they've even said, I think Farpatron's even said that they did rename it that. We were told land would be like a full standalone game, but I agree. That's not coming anytime soon. We are so far away from the once simple and fun game I found 3 years ago that it would literally be easier to start a new game than fix this one. See, this is a statement that I'll disagree with. I think the game is still the same, right? I mean, nothing has really changed. So if you enjoy it and its simplicity, I mean, if anything, they've only added more ways to spice it up, right? Third rule set, different rule sets. So again, I know what you're saying. I know your sentiment, but I disagree with this statement specifically. Okay, why didn't they focus on boss fights 2 years ago instead of working on soccer games and tower defense games? At one point, they claimed to have a team full of 100 plus staff, and they raised millions of dollars in card sales. There's literally no excuse for wasting all that talent and funds spread themselves too thin. Question is, was this a mistake, or was it because they knew SPL was a lost cause? I don't think anybody can really answer that, but I agree with your thesis that there were a lot of people on the team. There was a lot of capital, and it just didn't go. The execution wasn't there. We've talked about that before. All right. The flywheel doesn't exist. Please stop propagating this idea that if this happens, then suddenly everything will go up. You got this idea from Chief Push and Shove BS Peddler, who has literally been wrong about every promise or prediction since 3 years ago, yet no one wants to admit this for some reason. Even he left the project and the BS. Well, he got kicked out of the project. Just keep that in mind. In summary, the core game is fun. Everything else is a total nightmare. I agree with the core game being fun, and everything else has not been great. The game should be relaunched as a 2.0. 50 to 75% of the cards should be retired, exchanged for some of the 2.0 relaunch. That would be an interesting idea. New players shouldn't need to spend more than $25 to have a good experience. I like that. Let investments be separate. Let them print GoFo skins. Build a brand that is... Okay, there's actually a lot of really good stuff here. In fact, I might come back to this. If matchmaking is poor within them, add in-house ones. Don't fake assets for winning. Okay. There's a lot of really good stuff here. Build something you can take to an investor and say, look, this went well. There's a lot that they can learn from Parallel. I know I keep saying it, but I'm just seeing a lot of what I hoped would be in Splinterlands over in Parallel. So a lot of what you're saying, I think, kind of rhymes with that too. So separate to making the game more fun and expansive whilst maintaining scarcity better, we need to pander to crypto hype if we're to be an actual crypto game. Crypto likes airdrops, free stuff. Oh, you want more for less? Not me, but the entire crypto space does. People farm airdrops. I agree. It'd be nice for us to actually be airdropping stuff on other chains too, especially ones that, people are all over, like Polygon, Solana, and Ethereum. Okay. That is the flywheel. So thank you for this. I'm going to come back to it at some point and see if we can add a little bit more. So by the way, even though people are waking up to the issues at last, if I know the SPL community, there'll be a few people thinking I'm an idiot, but I sold my SPS at $1, bought it back at 1.2 cents, and have been an entrepreneur for 20 years, successful in 4 different industries. If your record is I bought my bags 10x higher when I bought every dip down. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, look, I mean, let me go ahead and just give that a heart. I mean, look, everybody's credentials in crypto mean nothing, but I get what you're trying to say in terms of the suggestions that you've had here, and I appreciate that. I mean, I think that it's not out of the realm of possibility to definitely consider that, especially if we continue to underperform this bull run. But thank you, Virtuoso, for sharing your thoughts. Again, I don't disagree with a lot of what you say, especially the $25 to have a good experience. I think that there should be a free-to-play version, right? And if you want to get started with some kind of earning, then yeah, I mean, $25 should be enough. $10 spellbook and maybe a couple of cards here and there. But the game has spiraled out of control in terms of like its cost to be, or in terms of like its cost requirements, we'll put it. There's no casual level anymore. You're either all in or you're not, right? You're just going to get stomped on by the players who are all in. Okay, so taking chase, the game is dead. When even its biggest Hopium supporters turn their bots back on, you can say it's a time thing, but it's quite coincident that it comes every other player. This game's turning their bots on too. We all know why you turned it on. Burnt out, and I was losing. I think I explained it already. So if the game was dead, I'll tell you this, taking chase. If the game was dead, I would be selling my assets. But Maybe I'm just being stubborn right now. Yeah, I think that there's still a chance for us to do. I don't like doing price predictions, but since I've already said 10 cents, I think that there's a chance for us to still do a 5x. So I'm not ready to take my ball and go home yet. Okay, every step forward, they seem to stumble down the hill. This is a huge blow to mass adoption. This is about the mobile app being phased out. Oh, okay. The mobile app being phased out. That's going to be a lot of fun comments. Okay, let's go through them. To be honest, I never used the mobile app. Thanks for the video. Okay. Yes, 100%. It could be a great player experience improvement. Okay. This is for the DAO running bots. Seder Travel says, this is hilarious. The game cannot be optimized for mobile. People rely way too much on their mobile devices. Nomadic Seller says, that's probably a good idea. I've experienced the mobile app and have long held the opinion that it's single worst possible gateway for the game. How many thousands of players have we lost over the bear market because of this? I mean, to your point, they probably should have taken it down earlier. If they weren't updating it, they shouldn't have waited this long for it. I agree with you in that sense. I can easily imagine that anybody who heard of SPL then decided to try it. 90% of those went to the App Store. Yep. All of that should have been done in a bear market. Okay, so sorry. Right now, the team is completely locked into improving gameplay, optimizing, and arranging LP issues. All of that should have been done in a bear market is what you're saying. The team should be all about onboarding players, but it seems the team's priority is simply not chase away prospective players with our horrible app. Okay, let's see. The rental market is flooded with cards people aren't renting. Match liquidity is low. SPS to EC is down. I sound like a fudder. I guess I am at that. I fear the team will be left behind, dragging my assets with it. I am uncertain if the team has the ability to drive to implement the things it needs to get done. Now, okay, I get where you're coming from. I will say this. I mean, so speaking honestly with you, like, I do want to give it until the end of Q2. And I know that's another 3 months, and we've already given them an entire bear market, but I do want to give it another 3 months to see how all of the new player experience things actually play out. If they can stick the landing on that, and so far I feel like they've done a decent job in terms of, prioritizing this, especially over land, I would love to see what their marketing efforts in the second half of the year look like. My expectation... And this is based on nothing. This is just my wish list, right? My hope and dream is that they will announce the hiring of a CMO sometime in Q2, right? So somebody who is going to come in and market the hell out of the game right at the time when they're finalizing all of the player experience stuff. Will that happen? I don't know, but that's my hope. And then we'll see how things go in the later part of the summer and later part of the year. All right, so Joffrey says, I played mostly on mobile on the go and thought it was fine, except the tactics didn't work. Another bad decision, in my opinion. Do some more parallel content. I started playing it. We've been talking about that. The Markolian deck, super fun. The thing is, I had nothing against the app as well. I did play a couple games on there every so often, but I'll be honest, I probably haven't used it in the last 6 months, so it's not a bad idea for it to be taken out. That's a great idea. The app was not maintained properly. Everyone should just switch to browser. Yep, go CBG. All right, so so this is from the last one. So Bitcoin Sig says the delivery delays are probably because they laid off staff, needed to make it happen. I think the things that helped that along is that they made millions of dollars off CL instead of putting it back in Splinterlands. They wasted it on GLX, Colony, and Soulkeep. I don't care what they say. All those teams could have been building Splinterlands instead. I don't think that is a unpopular opinion. I actually think that a lot of people feel the same way, Bitcoin Sig. All right, what an insanity, says Mega Marcus. First, make the experience worse for all not max decks so they leave. Instead of thinking how to get them back into Modern, make Borderland great again. Does nobody realize that the sustainable and organic growth of player base is getting destroyed? Not to play against others under equal conditions in Bronze, Silver, Gold. Yeah, okay, so to your point, I will say that I think we do need a casual league. Or format. I don't know what that looks like, but... I think that, going up against max level decks is really, really tough. I think it'd be better if it was just a separate format completely, but I guess it is what it is. This is the problem when you have like different level cards, right? Because, for example, and I know I keep using it, but I just know this game the best now. Parallel, right? Like everybody's kind of on the same level, whether you have NFTs or you don't, whatever it is. Like the ranking system is just based off of that, right? So yes, are there some definitely like valuable cards? Absolutely. But in terms of like having the same cards as everybody else, but having like 400 versus 1, right? So a level 10 versus a level 1, that is something I've only seen happen in Splinterlands and probably in GLX or GLG, as well as the upcoming Moon Carts racing game. Okay, so Dematic Seller says, "Hello, Proactosound. All you are doing is reading our complaints and stories of our exits. Love your work, bro. Keep it up. I do have a lot of issues with the team. Okay, hold on. I do have a lot of issues with the team and the token and land tokenomics and direction. Having said all that, I'm still bullish on the game itself. Okay. It's a fun, hard-ass game, and I really love playing back in the day with a perpetual 3% ECR because I played so much. Hey, man, I've been there. Now I only get 24 games, and they really count. No trying new things, no experimentation, no just hopping on to play for fun. That is a really important thing here. Because, again, I'm like you, man. I still enjoy the game for what it is. I'm not trying to make a retirement off of it. I play it. I take my ice cream and I go home, right? That's what it is. And I'm enjoying it for what it is. I know a lot of others have probably way more capital tied up, and it sucks, right? I get it. You're down big, and there's a lot of emotion that comes with that. But I'm with you in the sense that for me, it's just something fun. And I do miss the days where I could just play unlimited, right? I wasn't even worried about the earnings, my 1% ECR, right? Or 3% ECR. I do miss that. A lot of that has been taken away, which is unfortunate. Okay, so David says, "Pity, I like knocking out some battles while on a walk." Well, hopefully the mobile version, like mobile browser version, will be out soon. I don't know when, but hopefully soon. Okay, so an easy fix would be just to, not ban bots. Again, I'm coming around to the idea of it. But you know what? They already kind of tackled this. It looks like Siler is coming in, so obviously this comment is somewhat outdated already, but that's not your fault. That's my fault, just because I didn't get to it soon enough. So we'll see what Siler can do to help even the playing field. Okay, Merlin's Matrix. I'm not sure we're in a bull run yet. BTC spike is all ETF driven. I see the bull run starting after the halving. Bro, we hit a new all-time high. I don't know how you can say we're not in a bull run. Merlin's Matrix official. I'm still bullish on Splinterlands. Looking forward to what the teams will release over the next few months. Push and shove. Stars a player 4 years in May. Now building in business. Amazing. All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck. All right, so my channel, not yours, says the bull run for BTC started early. Very few projects popped off the way BTC did. Wait, what? The newer projects, but that's it. That's how you know it's not the bull run kickoff. We're probably really close, but this massive run for BTC is the legacy crypto peeps reloading their bags. When normally show up, that's the bull run. But not all bull runs are the same. Again, I mean, I hope you're right, just for the simple fact that, like, Splinterlands is a microcap game, right? Or SPS is a microcap token. We're like, what, 30, not even 30 million. So yeah, it'd be great if at some point there was an alt season where people get really degenerate and come go down the rabbit hole of CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap and find our token and want to dabble with it. But to say that like only new projects popped off, I don't think so. I mean, a lot of solid projects have done very, very well. They're not necessarily new, but they're definitely like solid. And I was just listening to something that talked about a lot of top gaming tokens from October have done a 10x, right? So just keep that in mind. Splinterlands is about flat, so our SPS is about flat in that same time frame. We did go up, but now we're back down. Okay, so Michael says, the only thing I don't like about the mobile browser version is hard to move your cards around. I think that they're going to fix that because I had the same complaint. There was no bull run for 4 years period, says Asmond. Okay. I have used a mobile app now and then. I prefer PC, but I know mobile is the biggest market for gaming. So is removing it the right decision? Well, I mean, if they're not maintaining it, then probably. Okay, let's see. We're doing all right on time so far. I'm going to keep, man, it's still 5 days. There's a ton of comments. All right, for a team focused on building, this seems a step in the wrong direction. Again, it's short term. They do want to have a mobile browser version good. Okay, so let's see. Alicia says, I'm not a mobile user, but let's be honest, there's billions of dollars market to mobile users out there ready to be tapped. Yes, Splinterlands is too poor to pay proper devs to do the job right once and for all. Pathetic. Well, hopefully they're able to get to that soon, but I think we all know that they don't have the capital right now. All right, so Splinter Shorts says, glad they are staking and unstaking. Those who enjoy LPs and other fun assets, those who want to dump and leave, thanks for giving it a go and seeking fortunes elsewhere. I love Hive and the Hive ecosystem, SPL team and community me more. Well, amazing. Vonak. Okay, so Keegs says, I've been using Brave and Keychain a lot lately, and it works pretty well, except being able to reorder teams. Yep, I run into the same thing. I have to like pick my team from a mana perspective and then like X all of them out and then put them in the right order. Could you do a video or comment on why you don't like these proposals? I love to hear the other side. Yeah, I think I talked about that previously already. As somebody who's in one or in some of them, or at least specifically the SPS ETH one, it just sucks that, I put liquidity in, I don't know, a year and a half ago. SPS was much higher. I've ridden that thing down from, I think, 9 cents at the time all the way down to 2 cents where we're at right now. So my impermanent loss, it hurts. And so it sucks to feel like I did that. I wrote it down. I'm supporting the game, the ecosystem through that. And now I'm going to get rewarded by getting stuck with my impermanent loss and getting rewards taken away. So that's just, I know it's selfish, but I know that I'm not the only one, and it sucks. So I voted against it. Evangeline promo I don't know what that is. Hopefully it's not spam. We haven't had sponsors here in a while though. Great format. Keep it going. Thanks, Osku. And what's up, Jackie? Good to see you. All right. So Gather Magic, you beat me to it. I'm going to make a video about this tomorrow. Oh yeah. That was the having promo was going to make vouchers scarce again, except it's not going to pass. So it's not going to make vouchers scarce, because I think they'll just take DEC for it. All right, so all I really want to say is that tokenomics are something that should have been structured intelligently by the team on launch. They set up so whales will benefit from the airdrop, and the game has been on a straight down trajectory since. Enjoy the graveyard, and not to be an ass, but I didn't like Dave McCoy before. I like him even less now. Well, fair enough. Dave McCoy is cool with me, but not everybody's cup of tea. Man, I keep rhyming. It's amazing. Okay, the only other thing that I'll say to this, and to your point, Nomadic Seller, is the tokenomics should have been well thought out from the beginning. For example, burning SPS for DEC was not a thing when it was launched. That was added in later, following kind of like the Terra Luna model. And yeah, I mean, a lot, like the utility for SPS, like literally wasn't even really there for much of like the first year, I want to say. I mean, it was a rough go. It's been a rough go, and I feel like it's just a scramble to try and find utility for SPS, but then also find it for DEC, but then also find it for vouchers. So yeah, the ecosystem's been quite messy. All right, so Oscar says, I repeat myself, but all those meta promo cards have been way too expensive. US dollar $350 for a promo card every now and then. This time it's $700 for 2 max cards. Just crazy given the current state of problems in the game. 2 cards worth 10% of a full set. Yeah, I mean, everybody's saying Zero 2.0. I'm not planning on buying. I don't have that kind of capital. So I don't even have my summoners maxed. So I'm not gonna spend $700 on a promo card. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, 7 of those promos throughout the year. You mean another 700 times 6 events? Yeah, it's a lot of money. I get what you're saying though, Osku. Okay, so Nomadic Seller says, wait, did he just say lane utilization was low because nobody had money? That's what I get for commenting before the end. Land has low utilization because it sucks. I have over 1 million grain on 2 plots that I immediately put to work. If the grain LP popped tomorrow, my time and effort would be worth pennies. Okay. I started out a thought. Here's my problem. It took 3 years for my dumbass to figure it out. Hive and SPL are strictly small pond. A small fish in a small pond can only ever be food. A small fish in the ocean has options. There won't be a flood of new players coming in because the only players who are going to benefit from the ecosystem in a huge bull market way are those who went hard before Land and Untamed. I say this because they're really the only ones in the green, and it's looking like they're the only ones who can ever be in the green either. Well, again, I mean, yeah, I do believe that it can repeat to a certain extent, but I do also acknowledge the fact that I think the bull run in 2025 is going to be much more difficult. There's just too many shiny objects out there. And while this was, this Crypto Blades, Axie Infinity, those were the only like actual games back then rather than just ideas. All of those ideas are now coming to fruition with actual games. And, when the capital comes in, I don't know how much of it's going to filter down into something like Splinterlands. So to your point, I agree. All right, sorry, Smurf says, thank God about vouchers at 2.4. Now they're double. Using them for the event, 20K vouchers ready. Man, so what happens, sorry, Smurf, if the proposal doesn't pass and they don't accept vouchers? Because the team needs the money. So why would they take vouchers? Did you think about that? I mean, nice trade, but your vouchers just may not be redeemable. All right, so Frugal Life says, whatever happened to the title for owning 5 Rooney on land? It's part of Land 1.6. It's going to come after the Grain LP, so hopefully sometime in Q2. Make vouchers scarce again, says MILF Mildew. Nice username. All right, so problem with Grain LP is that having grain will be crucial once we no longer get grain from every lands, but having grain costs to keep producing, considering how the rewards. Okay. Yep, I agree. All right, let's skip the parallel one. So John Wick says, I don't see the disconnect. If you enjoy the game, you must invest in cards in order to play, assuming you don't want to rent. I don't, like, when I play games, I don't consider them investments. So maybe it's just a semantics thing. But when I play games, I put my entertainment money in, right? I don't go invest to watch a movie in the theater. I invest because I pay money because I want to entertain myself appropriately. So that sounded weird saying it out loud, but I want to entertain myself. That sounds still terrible. But yeah, when it comes to buying cards, I look at that as like buying toys or buying whatever, right? Buying tickets to a movie. If I want to spend my entertainment dollars there, then I'll spend them. And I literally don't think about the cost of the cards afterwards. People always talk about the value of their collection. I have no idea what the value of my collection is. The only reason I know is because people keep asking me. So I go and check it. But the cards that I've bought are cards that I plan to hold for life because I enjoy playing the game and I will continue to play with them as long as I continue enjoying the game. So in terms of like not treating them as quote unquote investments, that's what I mean. And I do love the game. I enjoy the game, but I'm also like, just because I enjoy the game doesn't mean I'm going to throw thousands of dollars at it. All right. So Gather Magic, wait until Smith goes under $1. He's a Venari Wavesmith 2.0. Oh, that one hurts too. All right. So I think only Hell Slash keeps buying cards every month. He spends at least 5,000. Wow. All right. Elistio says, yeah, I learned that the hard way. This is about why I don't invest in cards. I was also thinking that card could gain value over time once they stop being printed, but I totally missed the part where there was a rotation and all that. I went from 12K to 14K worth of cards last year in the high demand, down to about 6K. Oh, that sucks, man. Sorry. Again, land, TD. Yeah, there's just, this card syncs never really came through. All right, agreed. I occasionally buy cards just for fun now. On a side note, what do you think will happen when Chaos rotates out? Will they ditch it due to no players? Maybe have wild and bot free wild. I don't know. That's actually a great question. I believe that it all depends on how well this next bull run goes. If the next bull run, if they miss it, if it goes poorly, and the majority of your player base gets pushed to wild, yeah, they might have some things to consider. But as of now, I think it's going to go exactly like we're all expecting it to, where Chaos rotates out, and then New Set plus Rebellion are the modern. Okay, Vlogging says, I've played less than a year and already noticed how cards get obsolete. Now that the rules also change significantly, I've been selling my gold foils that I'm obviously not going to max out, and I'm making a significant loss. Sorry about that. Okay, Titanus says, investing SPL must only be for fun. You know, Walking Keys called it a hobby, and I think that's the perfect way to look at it. You don't think about your hobby as an investment, but, you know, you spend money on it, sometimes a lot of money, but because you really enjoy it, and that's how it should be. Everything in this game is a meme coin, except meme coins actually go up. All right, anyone have a Jin O'Shaughnessy for sale? I'm sure there's plenty out there. If you're talking about a gold foil Jin O'Shaughnessy, then I see what you did. Okay, so Joffrey says, spend a few hundred on Parallel Battle Pass in. Does Splinterlands have a Battle Pass? Wouldn't that be nice? We were talking about it a year ago, and it's no longer on the roadmap, sadly. All right, so Grimbardoon Smith is a meta card. Price is dropping because nobody plays SPL anymore. Card prices are ridiculous. I don't know if people don't play anymore, but once they realize that, you know, the heavy meta cards were going to get balanced. Also, it's not a common. It's you need 400 copies of a common card to max. Yeah, okay, fine. But yeah, Grimbardoon Smith is not a common. Smith will still be meta. If the price drops anymore, I'll probably start buying them up. Fair enough, Mondroid. All right, so okay, this is parallel. So Tarantula says, great content like always. Do you think older cards are a better investment because of production power? That won't change. Yeah, I mean, if you want to play the land game, then roll with it. I think the old cards are still going to have their value for land. Are they priced appropriately now? I don't know. Maybe not. That's a decision for you to make. But I think the older cards obviously are better and more efficient for land. Okay. Let's see. How far are we? Okay. Let's do a little bit more. Let's see if we can get to 2 days behind, and then I'll try to stay on top of this. Okay. So Mickey says, this isn't good. Can't even see all the screen on the main side of the mobile. All right. So 230 chances. Got one regular foil. I guess. Well, you got your guarantees, so congrats. right, so Joffrey says, okay, never mind. This is parallel. Matt for president says Snowballs 240. All right, so Colony Airdrop is long-term use case for SPS, which is coming soon. Hopefully, also reward rework just a week or so away. Hope these things help SPS get back to 3 cents. I have my doubts. I mean, I'm from a playing perspective, from a gamer perspective, I'm very excited for the reward shop, but I don't think any of that does anything for SPS. All right, so Broken Busted. The sad fact about it is look at all the Web3 gaming YouTube. Not a single one's talking about Splinterlands, nor have they talked about Splinterlands since it popped off last run. It's not even on anyone's radar. Yeah, I've noticed that the entire bear market, and now all of the influencers that I kind of follow, YouTubers that I listen to, they're all talking about all the games that I've been talking about, right? Well, not Splinterlands, unfortunately, but a lot of the other things that, like Gala, Immutable X, Prime, right? Illuvium. So yeah, I don't know what it takes for Splinterlands to be part of that conversation, but I can tell you this, with a $30 million market cap, it's not going to be. Okay, Broken Busted again. Also, Splinterlands has lost its shine for you. Makes me happier to watch you. You are not afraid to call the team out. Watch people. Oh, okay. Well, look, Infidel, the thing is, when it comes to like Dwayne or Bulldog or Stever, right? They've been around for a while, and somebody even mentioned it earlier. Like, they're still in the green. Like, they put a couple grand in 5-6 years ago, and all that stuff like popped off for them. So again, I'm happy for them, but I don't think it's fair to like demonize them for their perspective, because their perspective is completely different, right? The area in which I think there is a major fallacy potential is the fact that you saw it happen once, you believe it can happen again. And, I'm not saying that it can't. I'm just saying that I'm preparing myself for the worst case scenario, which is that it doesn't happen again, because I've seen that happen with other projects. I've seen other projects not do well in the following cycle. And, again, and those are projects that weren't necessarily like bad projects. It's just newer, shinier things came along, and the development was faster. It was better. And overall, like that's since 2017, since 2021, I've seen that play out time and time again. And so, like I said, I like Splinterlands because of the game itself, and I'm going to stick around to play the game with you guys as long as the servers are up and running. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, yo, we're going to the moon. If we go to the moon, trust me, my bags are packed. They've been packed for several years. I'm ready to go. That's about it. All right, so Mitch says, land is a super long-term project. At the rate we're going, the first spell equipment won't be minted until 2030. Oh, boy. I think 2025 is safe. All right, same here. Parallel is fun. Just what I needed. Okay, cool. Very cool. I'm glad you guys are enjoying Parallel. I'm having a blast with it. So, again, not to add insult to injury, because I know this video has been very, very salty. But, yeah, Parallel is awesome. And I say this as a way to, like... I'm saying this as a way to like try to provide some constructive criticism. There's a lot of things that Parallel is doing very, very well and very right. I look at that and I'm just like, this is what I was hoping Splinterlands would be, and what I'm hoping Splinterlands can still be in many ways. Now, keep in mind, it's not a fair comparison because Parallel has crazy, amount of support and backing. In fact, right before I started this earlier today, Parallel Studios announced that they got another $35 million round of funding. So they have capital, and they're using it in a way to really push that game forward. My hope is that, Second Mouse gets the cheese and Splinterlands can see what Parallel is doing well, and maybe what Parallel is not doing well, and then improve upon it, just like they did with like the tokenomics for the Terra Luna project. But let's move on from that. Okay, so Cold Ass says, I'm a bit salty about tournaments at the moment. They didn't consider a lot of things that were gated from champ tournaments, but are not gated to play anywhere. For that, I've stopped playing tournaments. Even playing the game sucks these days because of the changes made. And I don't see the reason of paying only 64 people from a pool of more than 400. I'm even considering selling my account, and I know I'm not alone having these thoughts. No, you are not alone. And honestly, Cold Ass, I wish you the best. I hope you make the best decision for yourself and find success wherever you seek it. So Luis, XWillX, you need CP requirements or else 500 people join the tournament. Let's say it's gold for diamond, then it's not about skill anymore. I think isn't the SPS stake requirement enough? CP doesn't mean anything anymore. That's why I just don't think it belongs. Fire bolts, what's going on? Cool. Or technically they are not free because there are requirements to join. True. I'm cheap. If there's an entry fee, I wouldn't join wild tournaments. Too many people join but don't play, so you get a free ride into the next round. Hey, I'm one of those. I keep on forgetting to submit my teams. I would support your sell wall suggestion. Make that proposal happen. Funny. Okay. SPS inflation is staying all-time high. Yo, Eiffel Bridge, what's up? I just posted in DAO discussion proposing an SPS halving. You and Icy Flow should chat. That way we can make sure we have rewards in the future to stop this inflation. All right, so AI automation. I think we should consider a format that poker tournaments use. In those tournaments, the amount of people that receive rewards is decided by the amount of people that enter. In most tournaments, only 10%, 10-20% of the players get paid. I mean, I'm all for this. So going back to, a lot of things that I was hoping for last year. I wanted guild reforms. I wanted tournament reforms. I wanted new game modes and formats. A lot of stuff that Weirdbeard was championing, and we obviously didn't get it, and we obviously are not going to get it, at least not anytime soon. So I'm with you on that. Okay, Nicola, what's going on? I unstaked and sold SPS at 3 cents, 3.5 cents, bought some cards, and I think it was his peak for a very long time. Well, you haven't been proven wrong yet. Okay, let's just do a couple more because there's still a lot here, but at least we covered 3 days worth of comments today. All right, so all the gaming projects that use staking as a utility should have a yearly decrease in the staking rewards. It doesn't have to be halving. This is coming from vlogging, gaming, and coding. Even something like 10% decrease could be enough. Well, it's a 1% decrease right now. This video is also useful for me because I'm trying to time the cycle top for Splinterlands. And if the price is close to that magical 16 cents at the end of the year, I might sell it all and maybe come back after the new set is released. Yeah, I do wonder where the sell pressure is going to be. Okay, Ghostly BG is voting no to both event proposals. Let them have a failed promo event so they can learn how to properly price stuff. Fair enough. Modern is hard to battle, says Gino Jetty. I am almost in Diamond Wild, now battling for free, only getting battle rewards, no progress. Fair enough. I wonder how much that's going to change with the 50% increase in reward shares for Modern. So Jedi Elf says an increased SPS price combined with growing player base could have interesting implications for Grim. It's still a very useful card. I don't deny that. I just think that it was probably trading at a premium before, which that premium has faded now with the balance. Be patient, guys. We are on our way to making a marketing push. I agree. I think it's worth giving like another 3 to 6 months. I know it's asking a lot for folks, but you've ridden through the entire bear market. So like, what are you just going to sell now? I mean, you can. And you might actually do well. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but it's like, I don't know. I haven't found a reason to sell yet. I've just been taking whatever extra capital that I have and putting it into like other projects to diversify. Okay, let's end with, okay, so Joffrey says, good video. I like this content about one of these videos, so thank you. Let's end here with Phoenix. So if a big reason for why people would mass burn SPS for DEC is that people would buy a ton of Rebellion packs, isn't that what's supposed to happen? Well, yes, but it would also devalue Rebellion to a certain extent. This means that DEC is not being sold and causing a depeg. The team will eventually use all that DEC to cover credit purchases. They're currently constantly buying DEC or burning SPS. This is how Rebellion packs get sold. Where else is DEC for packs coming from? True. I think it's as long as it's new players coming in and buying, then that's fine. But if you have a lot of whales who decide to just turn their SPS into cards and then, sell those cards later on, we may end up with more cards than is needed for the current player base. And the thing is, I mean, we're not even at 1 million packs sold for Rebellion right now. And sales have essentially come to a complete halt. So imagine somebody buying way more packs. Now, the argument can be made then, well, that brings the prices of Rebellion down. That makes people who hold Rebellion now a little upset, but it gets people who are waiting for a dip to actually come in and buy. So again, markets are going to market. It's going to be a thing. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. Well, I thought we did pretty good today. There's still a lot of other fantastic comments. But I will try to get to this tomorrow or Friday at the latest and see if we can really catch up very, very soon. It's not that many. So we'll save it for another day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, I'll be back with another one of these to reply to you guys. But have an amazing rest of your day. Catch up with you soon. Peace.